Hello there, and thank you so much for tuning in for another video with Fashion Connoisseur. I want to make this video very special. You guys smell that? April showers, May flowers. Yes, that's right. Mother's Day, right around the corner. So like I said, I want to make this video very special for those who are looking to do something special for moms this holiday season. Simple DIY project I want to share with you guys. So I'll let you know what tools you need, and what we're going to make today is a simple headband, and I'll show you what you need to get started. So first thing you would need is your 18-inch ruler, some fabric scissors, a Sharpie, your measuring tape, and a fabric marker or fabric chalk to mark your lines. So like I said, in this channel we pretty much work with what we already have. So if you have fabric lying around that you always want to try to do something with, that will work perfect for this project, or if you're the type of person that already shops at the fabric store, it doesn't have to be anything expensive. You can just grab some cheap fabric by the yardage or that's on sale. So like I said, we'll get started and I'll show you the whole process right now. So I have some material here, some dotted material. This is a cotton with like I said, dotted print. The scale on this is really nice, so I figured that would be nice. Another cotton floral print with beautiful vibrant colors. And also have another floral print in cotton. So whatever material you have, it will work well. We even got silk we can work with here. So I'm going to work with the dotted material. So what you do is simply just lay your material out. And the first thing you want to do is you want to take your measuring tape. Take your measuring tape and measure around the circumference of your head. Yes, your head. So take your measuring tape because it's the headband. You want to know how wide or how long you want your headband to be. And this is for moms, or you can take one of her hats and you can measure her hats. So you can decide how wide you want or how long you want the headband to be. So here I have 21 inches. So I'm gonna make my headband 21 inches and we're gonna make it 2.5 inches wide. So we'll come down here, lay our fabric out. I'm going to cut it on a diagonal instead of the lengthwise or crosswise because I want to have a nice stretch. So we have our 18-inch ruler. So we know we need 4 more inches. So just kind of picture where you can use the lines in your material, because usually when you buy the material at the fabric store, it's always folded and you always have that sharp crease. So that's your lengthwise grain. So you know that's a straight line. And then I also have another fold here for my widthwise, so I know I can use that as a guide for where I want to cut on my bias. So it's usually at a 90-degree angle. So you want to mark your 22 inches. So I know this is 18, so I'm going to give myself enough room. Here's my 1 inch I'm going to start with, and I'm just going to work my way across. Just put little marks right now. And this is our 18. So we know we got to go 14 more inches over. Excuse me, 4 more inches over. I'm all out of sync today. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's our mark right here. And we want to make this 2.5 inches wide. So this is a 2-inch wide ruler. So we know that we need another 1/2 inch. Just go all the way around, just make your marks, and then just do another 1/2 inch. Yeah, very quick, simple project. Hopefully this is going to be quick for you guys. Something new for myself as well. I always wanted to try to do something simple as a headband. Or even you can even make a scarf. You can make her a nice, beautiful scarf. You don't have to be necessarily a headband. There's also a lot of different ways you can tie the headband. But you know, I know my mom likes. She's a slipper and pajamas type of woman. She likes those kind of things, but I like to do. I like doing scarves. Okay, so now you can connect your other lines from the 18 inches. Just connect it all the way down. All right. So we have our length, and now we also have our width. So our length is 22 inches, and our width is 2.5 inches. So this is one piece, and we're going to do the same thing on another piece, which is the floral print that I would like to use. So this one will be cut on the diagonal as well. So we start off with our 18 inches again. Make our marks. Just continue down. You might want to just draw on your lines because this is kind of hard to see with this material. Or you can just pretty much use your Sharpie. Either your Sharpie or your fabric chalk. Whichever one can help you see the mark a little better. Okay, so that's the 18, and here is my 4 inches. So I'm just gonna mark that, make it a little bit darker. Okay, and now you want to measure your 2 inches and then your 2.5 inches. Just go all the way down. And the rest of your 4 inches. And then just mark your last 1/2 inch for the width. So there's so many different creative things you can do, and just figure out one that you think mom will really like. You want to make it a one-of-a-kind special piece for moms, right? So that's what we're going to do. Something very beautiful. Okay, so we have our length of our one piece cut out. Excuse me, our length of our one piece measured out, and then we have the length of our second piece here measured out. So now what we're going to do is just simply cut these out, like so. Just a nice easy cut. It's cotton material, so cotton cuts really very smoothly. That's a great thing I like about cotton. Crisp cotton cuts so smoothly. Okay, so that. Come down. Cut this side, go straight up. We're gonna make this kind of a 2-in-1 kind of look. So mom can kind of reverse the print. If she wanna go with a dotted print one day, if not, she can always go with a floral print the next day. So it's a 2-in-1 kind of style. Okay, so that's this piece. And now we're gonna cut out this piece. just make sure when you're marking your lines that you don't write too much. Well, the material is the chalk is it's kind of washable, so you can, or rubbable, so you can rub it away. But just be careful with the Sharpie. You don't want to mark it on your fabric. You don't want it to show either. Just want to use a little mark just so you know where you want to cut and how when you're making your measurements. You only want to use it just to make your measurements accurate. So cut this side out. I'm going to cut this side. I'm telling you, there's so many different beautiful things you can make with some of the most simplest fabrics. Or if you really want to go all out, buy some high-end looking fabric, some Gucci looking material, but practice first. Practice on some scrap material, just so you get the hang of it, and then you can make a really nice piece with some really high-end looking material. So you have your two pieces. This is going to be the front, and this is going to be the back. And you're going to overlock these two together, right sides together along the edge. And then I'll show you how to finish it with the clothes. So we're going to go over here to the sewing machine. Take it over to the sewing machine and get it set up for you guys. Also discuss what type of machine that I'm using. Okay, so here's the machine that I'm using, the Brother GX37. If you have this machine, you probably can follow along a lot easier. You have your length, your width, your tension, your stitch control area, your overlock area. So today we're going to be using a number 3. We're going to be using number 3, a 21 overlock stitch. So it's this one here, or a zigzag stitch. That's what we're going to use. So I have my machine threaded already. We're going to use the gray thread because it's not really going to show with the material from the inside. So I have my machine ready. We're going to overlock our two pieces together on the edges, and I'll show you how to finish the clothes. So here we go. Just overlock the two edges with a zigzag stitch, and then we're going to turn it right sides out. You want to overlock really close to the edge. You don't really want to go too far in with the stitch, or you don't want to go too close to the edge because the machine will really chew up the material. So you want to stitch close to this edge here, right here, but you want to stitch just a little bit, maybe like a 1/16 of an inch inside of that edge, and we can just trim away the excess because, like I said, the machine will chew this material. So here we go. We start with our zigzag stitch. Put our pressure foot down. We got our stitch width, our stitch length at 2. Excuse me, 2. And then we got our width at 2 and our tension at 2. Just stop to adjust your material if you need to, and just continue along the edge. see you have your zigzag stitch here, right here along the edge, and we'll just cut away the excess. At the corner and just pivot around and continue from there. Start at this corner. There. Not going to go all the way to the end when you stitch it to close it, because you want to be able to turn it right sides out. So you want to we're going to hand sew the rest of it closed. There. And we can just trim away all of our excess material here. So this is the band here. And don't worry about if one piece is bigger than the other, you're just going to trim it away. So trim right along the edge. So just trim like so. Just go all the way down, just trim. And this is the side we're going to turn it right sides out. And we can trim away this big piece. Maybe our measurements didn't add up correctly. Just go all the way down. Like so. Well, quite frankly, this stitch isn't going to show because it's going to be turned right sides out. So it's just going to be on the inside. So it's nothing too much to worry about, but you still want it to be pretty clean. So you just want to keep stitching down so you get all the excess material off. Keep the seam really thin. Like so. Sorry if this video is kind of pushing for time. I'm trying to make this as quick as I can for you guys, because I know we all have a busy lifestyle. So we just want to make things convenient, quick and convenient. So then you'll take your end where you left it open, and you just turn it right sides up. Give yourself enough room to turn your material right sides out. Just don't forget that. Okay. You can also clip your corners if you want to too. These corners down here, you can clip those, but it's not necessary. And you want to just pull it all the way out. Go back. I missed a piece here. If I didn't get too close to the edge. With your overlock stitch, if you missed your overlock stitch, just turn it back inside out, and just put the stitches there to kind of hold it tight. Just go back over it. So now this time we caught it. Just always check to make sure you caught the stitches, because the zigzag stitch is jumpy a lot, so it won't necessarily, if the fabric is not, both the fabrics aren't lined up correctly all the time, it can kind of miss the other fabric, and it can leave a hole in the material. So you want to just make sure you catch both of them. Just go in a little bit if you have to with the stitch. Okay, let's finish our last side. Just check it one more time. Okay. Everything looks like it's good to go. So I'm gonna turn it right side out again. Just be very gentle. So now, once you turn it all the way inside out, we're going to take it over to the iron and give it a nice little press to kind of flatten the seams out. Okay, so here you have it. Just make sure you turn your corners out. Just grab a pen or your seam ripper. Kind of turn your corners out pretty nicely so they're clean on the edge there. Just kind of just turn them out. And this is the side we will hand sew close. So I'll take it over to the sewing, to the iron. And we'll just iron it up really quick. Make sure you put your iron setting on cotton. Let it heat up. And just give it a nice little press. Just right here. Just give it a nice little press. Get some steam. Make sure the seams are pretty clean. Alright, so there you have it. The headband press, we got our dot side, and we got our floral print side. So now we want to hand sew. We want to hand sew the rest of this closed. So just grab a needle. Just grab a needle here and some thread. Make a little knot. This is how I make my knots. This is how I make my knot. For some reason, this is how I've always done it. I'm not able to do it the other way, so I try to do whatever way works for me. As long as you make the knot, that's all that matters. Just do it a couple of times. So just going to hand stitch this close. The part we left open. So let's make sure the seam is flat. You can take it over to the iron. You can kind of like press that seam flat because it's going to turn out. So just take it over to the iron and I'll press it flat for you guys. Just press it really flat. So that way you can just easily stitch it closed. And this is what I mean. You can easily stitch it closed when the seam is when it's kind of folded in like this. It's already folded in, because if it's sticking up, it's kind of hard to maneuver it. Okay, what happened to my thread? Oh, there it is. Okay. So take your thread and your needle And just stitch it close. Just put a little knot in there just to make sure it's going to be tight. Just continue across. I hope you guys are able to follow along with this. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment, or if you're kind of curious about this whole process, please feel free to let me know, or let me know if you kind of tried something like this before. I'll be happy to see how it worked out for you. I'll try to edit my videos to make them more faster and more appealing. So just continue across with a nice little stitch just to close it. You want to grab both of the materials as you kind of put the stitch in there. I think it's called more of like a slip stitch that you want to use. You want to slip the needle through one piece of the material, and you want to bring it out the other material. Just to kind of just to seal it close. And we're almost there. And we can just put a knot in here just to secure it. And you can just clip the thread and just clip the remaining threads. Okay, so there you have your seam. It's closed with just a regular hand stitch. And I think I need to go back one more time for this side. I can just hand stitch it close. Yeah, with that zigzag stitch, you really have to catch it. So I'm gonna take it to the iron really quick. Just hand stitch this close. Whatever ends that's kind of still open, you can just kind of just hand stitch them close. Not too much of a complicated process once you figure it out. It just takes a little time. Okay, so just throw that in there. And just stitch it down. continue all the way down and just stitch it closed. If you guys plan to do something for Mother's Day, create something special for her, please feel free to let me know what you plan to put together for her. I'll be happy to know what it is. And let me know how the project turned out for you. If you were able to pull it off, send me a photo, send me a description of it. Let me know how you put it together. I'll be happy to see. Or just let me know what you plan to do for Mother's Day. Just be nice to know. Just a chat. And we're just going to continue down with our stitch. They don't have to be really small stitches. You can just slip it in there and then just like maybe every 3/8 of an inch away. 3/8 to a 1/2 inch. Okay, and we can just put our knot and we're all set. So there we have it. We have our band, our headband, and front and back, polka dots. And we want to take it over to the iron one more time and give it a nice press. Alrighty, so there you have it. You have your headband for moms. And now you just put it along your head and tie it. You can make it a little bit longer also. Mine's is a little too short, but you can make it longer. Just so you can accommodate for the tie. To make the tie, just make it longer. So there's your headband. And she can wear it this way, or she can wear it this way. Whichever way she will enjoy, or that will fit her style. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. So there's your headband for moms. Simple, easy project to put together for moms for Mother's Day. There you go. Now I have a bonus special. Another thing you can do for moms is simply, you can, with this material, you can use that same material and you can make her some earrings. You can restyle the earrings. I bought these earrings from Target on clearance for $3.88. I don't know if you can see that. $3.88 on clearance. So go buy her some earrings. Clearance, simple. I don't know if she's a high-end type of woman, but I mean, it's all about the time you put in to making this for her and the thought that counts. I don't really think, my mom, she's not really a picky person when it comes to material shit, but here you go, some earrings, clearance. So what you'll do is, you'll take the earring and we will take some of the material, which I already cut out a little piece of the material and just glue it to the earring. And now you have the same pattern from your headband to go with your earrings, like so. So I'll put this together for you guys and show you how it works. So, like I said, I already have step one started. So what you would do is, you'll take your material, you'll take your earring, lay it flat, and then you'll trace a pattern. You lay it this way. Just trace around the material, or excuse me, trace around the shape of the earring. Use your Sharpie. So grab your Sharpie and just trace around the shape of the earring. Just make sure you hold it tight. And you're going to trace along the outside as well. Or you can simply just take the same pattern. If the Sharpie doesn't bleed through the material, just take the same pattern you made and just pin it down. And just simply cut along the shape with your snippers that you use with your sewing machine. Just cut along the edge. Just cut around the shape. Just continue around. So simply what you did is you pretty much just made a pattern for the shape of the earrings. My Sharpie is bleeding through, so you can also just use your Sharpie or a bright color marker, something that'll be visible on the material. And you can just cut along the lines after you trace it. But sometimes you have to improvise and just use what's available. If you're a DIY type of person, you understand. You're always the type of person to improvise or try to come up with something fresh. Okay, so you got the outside cut out. Now you're going to cut out the inside. So just simply just fold it like so. Just fold it and then just snip it. So you can you can pierce the inside and just cut along the shape of the inside. Yeah, just be very patient. It's going to take a little bit of time to cut out. So, no rush. You want to make this special for moms. Although we have time to practice it, put something nice together. But Mother's Day will be here sooner than you know it. And just continue along the edge. And don't worry about the edges. We will apply some heat to the edges so your material doesn't unravel on you. And I'll show you what I mean just in a second. Okay, so you have it cut out, the shape for the earrings. So what you'll do is you'll take your earring, apply some super glue something very strong with a strong bond to it. And you want to just coat the outside of the earring first. Don't put too much because it will bleed through the material. Then you'll see all these little like spots. But just gently, just coat it along the edge. And then you just take your pattern that you made from the earring and just be very gentle and lay it on top of the earring like so, and then just pat it as you go around. And there you have it. And if you need to, apply some more glue so that it sticks pretty well. But just don't apply too much to the point where it shows through the material. So there you have it. And just let it sit. Apply some pressure with your hands, or fingers, I should say. And then you can do the other side. Apply some glue around the curve. Just don't let your fingers get stuck to the earring because it's very sticky. So you're pretty much restyling these earrings. And then you want to just lay this on top of the earring and just pat it down. And apply a little bit of pressure with your fingers. And so now we have a little bit of raveling there on the edges. So in order to fix that, if you have a lighter, just grab a lighter and just apply a little bit of heat to the edges. You don't have to go overboard with it, but just apply a little bit of heat to the edges, and I will cut the curling down. It'll kind of just burn the edges and make them really crisp and give them a strong edge where it doesn't ravel. And do the outside also. And you can also grab some scissors. If it's sticking out too much, just cut along the edge. Cut away any excess. Let me know if you attempted something like this before and let me know how it turned out for you. I'll be happy to hear your story. Just cut along the edges. Cut the excess. Make some really cheap earrings look high end. There you have it. So there you have it. You have your earrings to go with your headband for Mom's Day. And like I said, you can make your headband, you can make this a little bit longer to compensate for the tying. But for this one, I just made it a little too short, but you want to just make it a little bit longer. You have this side, the floral side, and then you have the dotted side. The dotted side looks a little bit more professional, a little more classy. This looks a little more sexier, more really feminine. And then you have your earring. I'm just gonna try it on. I know. Oh, not that ear. I think my hole is kinda, there we go. So you have your earring. It's not what you guys think it is. So you have your earring and your headband that you made for Mom's. Simple DIY project. Please guys, like, subscribe, let me know what you thought of the video. If you ever attempted this project yourself, leave me a like or a comment. Please subscribe for more upcoming and great content on DIY projects. And always stay blessed and take care. Mwah.